What's up, everybody? This is our NFL Week 4 instant reaction. And also at the end of this episode, we are going to give you our best bet for Monday Night Football. I am your host, Logan. With me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
What's up?
We're going to dive into just about every game. We'll touch on at least a little bit. We'll go a little more in-depth into what we saw in certain spots this week. Again, the point of this, we're just trying to kind of just analyze everything we saw. Again, no recapping our bets from this previous week. All of that will be done on the Big Easy Bets podcast. Episode 198 will be out on Tuesday. But at the end of this episode, we will give you one of our best bets for Monday Night Football. We're going to start it off with Thursday night, the Cowboys and the Giants. We saw the Cowboys go on the road to take on the lowly New York Giants. They get the 20-15 win. What were your thoughts on this? Lower scoring game?
Yeah, the Cowboys, they're still struggling to run. But they did do a better job stopping the run this week. They only allowed the Giants to rush for 26 yards. Dak, I think he's playing better than I expected him to this year. Daniel Jones, at times, he looks good. I don't know what's his deal when he throws the ball downfield why he always underthrows the ball.
He cannot throw a fucking deep ball.
It's not that he doesn't have the arm strength. It's like he can't judge the distance or something.
Just launch it. Whenever there's the penalty and you have a free play, launch it down there because Slayton had him burnt by 5 yards. Yeah. So did the Cowboys figure it out defensively, or did the Giants just trash?
I think it's a little bit of both.
I lean towards the Giants are trash.
I mean, I thought that the Giants had more success throwing the ball than they should have, but, you know.
Yeah, I think we've seen time and time again that
it's like sometimes Danny Jones looks good.
Yeah,
and then it's like,
yeah.
But it's mainly the balls that he has to throw down the field. He's so far off. He's underthrowing him by a mile.
Well, his timing, because that was the Thursday game. So we've seen a lot of games since then. His timing was off all night. So he kept leading. He put Neighbors inside when he should have put it outside a couple times, and he took a shot. But just if he would have been putting it on him on time, we would have been moving the chains in certain spots where the ball was just late. So I don't think he's good. I think he was a waste of money. I think they know he was a waste of money. They felt obligated to do it. Quarterback's the most important position. You let the face of your franchise and Saquon Barkley walk, and you decided to pay this guy who, in all honesty, probably won't be there very much longer. It's one of those, he keeps making a throw here and there that you're like, maybe he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not consistent. He's not good enough. He can't throw a deep ball. I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're the Giants other than just be bad and be scrappy but bad. It's kind of a tough spot to be. I lean more towards that the Giants just aren't very good. Now, I don't feel reassured that the Cowboys figured out their defense or anything like that. Micah Parsons is probably going to miss at least a week. I don't know how serious the injury is. I don't think it's that bad, but I think he's probably going to be week to week.
Yeah.
So that's not good because on the other side, DeMarcus Lawrence does not look that good.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he looks like Father Time's catching up to him. I mean, let's put it this way. It's a road win. It's a road divisional win. But if you're the Cowboys, after what you've seen to start the year, you wanted a little more dominant of a win. Giants covered the number. So I think if you're a Cowboys fan, you were hoping to see that go a little differently. We'll fast forward to Sunday. We'll touch on it very briefly because we're going to talk about it on the podcast coming up on Tuesday. But Saints and Falcons. Saints go on the road, another divisional matchup. You start the game with a muffed punt when Rashid Shaheed shouldn't have been even remotely thinking about fielding the ball inside the 2-yard line. You're immediately behind the 8 ball there, and then a pick six, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. The Saints, honestly, we kind of felt like played well and just couldn't execute and handed the Falcons 14 of their 26 points. That's not a game you want to drop at all at any point in the season. There's no good time to lose a divisional game. But, I mean, what are your thoughts? Derek Carr didn't blow me away. At some point, you got to go down there and put some fucking points on the board.
Yeah. The interception for the touchdown, not good. I thought the Saints overall outplayed the Falcons. The defense for the Saints kept the Falcons out, the offense for the Falcons out the end zone. But
outgained them, dominated time of
Matthew
possession.
goes down, Willie Gay goes down. Did Alante Taylor come back in the game after he got injured?
I don't know, but he went down. He was hurt. I'm not sure if
But
he came
yeah,
back.
it's another game like last week that you thought the Saints let slip through their hands, you know?
Yeah, outgained them, won the time of possession. You ran for 130 yards. You were 7 of 13 on third down. I mean, so 50% on conversion downs. But you lose the turnover battle. So fumble, loss, interception thrown, and they both resulted in 14 points. Or total, they resulted in 14 points. I don't think I've ever seen Younghoe Koo miss a kick. And I'm not even kidding. I don't think I've personally, with my own 2 eyes, ever seen him miss. Has he ever?
No, I don't know. I think we blocked him one year when Jameis came in. He tried to attempt a 63-yarder.
Did he? Dude, I'm looking up. What is his all-time record? I've never seen this guy fucking miss. In his career, he is okay, he's 24 of 32 from 50 plus, 40 of 50 in the 40-yard range, 48 of 50 in the 30s, 47 of 47 in the 20s. I don't know why they can't just give me a goddamn percentage career-wise, but oh, there you go. 88%. 88. He's only missed 20 kicks in his career out of fucking 180 attempts, basically. He's good, and he doesn't miss against us, so he hits the game winner. I think it was 58 yards, so really unfortunate there. But again, we'll touch on it a little bit more on Tuesday. All right, next game, Broncos and Jets. The Broncos get the road victory over the New York Jets, 10-9, in a game where Bo Nix finally gets his first career NFL touchdown, passing touchdown at least. A sloppy game, weather was involved, but it's still inexcusable, if you ask me, for the Jets to lose this game. So I'll ask for a couple different teams throughout this, but are the Jets a contender or pretender?
I mean, after this game, it's hard to call them a contender, you know?
4 of 17 on third down. You outgained them in yards. They only had 60 passing yards. At some point, you have Aaron. It looked like the Jets of last year.
Yeah.
And I understand it was raining, but it was raining for them too. Go win the game. At some point, Aaron Rodgers, you got to go and put a drive together. You played in Green Bay. It's not like the weather was. It's not like you've never seen weather before. They allowed the Broncos to rush for 126 yards. I thought the Jets were going to have a better showing.
It was a shitty game. Like,
yeah,
offensively for both teams, the Jets failed to find the end zone in this one.
4 of 17, 4 of 18 on conversion downs. Didn't score. Yeah, all your points came from your kicker. Well, I mean, we've seen the Jets look solid, and then we've seen the Jets look not good. And this was a rested Jets team getting the Broncos off of a back-to-back road game.
Yeah, judging what you saw last week, Rodgers looked like he was in his prime again.
Yeah, spinning the ball like we were accustomed to in his prime. And you've got Bo Nix coming in, who he's 12 of 25, 60 yards and a touchdown. So I don't know what to think of the New York Jets. I really don't, because the defense I feel like is good but not great, and they struggle to stop the run. But this is a game where they did enough, but it's one of those like it looks better than it is because they had no threat to pass. Bo Nix can't throw the football. If you're the Jets, this is a game you have to win. This is a game like this should have been a guaranteed win for the Jets. Vikings and Packers, another divisional matchup. This one was a tale of two halves, basically, because the Vikings jumped out to a 28-0 lead. The defense looked fantastic. Jordan Love looked like he had a lot of rust he needed to knock off. As we're recording this, the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens are in play. Jordan Love clearly had rust he needed to knock off. The Vikings are good. Sam Darnold did put the ball in harm's way a couple times, but he's making good plays. Full disclosure, I bet the Packers. Like I said, we're not really going to go dive into bets, but just for the sake of how I felt about this game, if it was played tomorrow, I'd take the Packers again.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you think. Not good was that Jair Alexander was out, and the double whammy of you lose your top corner, and Minnesota gets their second best receiver back. Jordan Addison came back. Justin Jefferson's obviously there. And then now you're banged up in the secondary. Khalil Shakir, motherfucker. I mean, what were your takeaways on this?
Yeah, I mean, 3 interceptions from Love. They're playing from behind for the entire game, basically. So they were kind of forced. I mean, you look at the stats. I'm pretty sure they had success on the little bit of times they did run it. But they were kind of forced out of that, being down 28-0.
Yeah, only ran it 19 times, nearly 5 yards.
They outgained the Vikings by 91 yards.
Yep. 4 turnovers. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah.
So not that Minnesota didn't try to do their fair share too. They turned it over 3 times, but it was definitely playing catch up. But then, but you lose by 2. You have a kicker who missed 2 kicks.
Yeah.
So you miss 2 field goals, 2 very makeable field goals, and you lose by 2. This is one where, like I said, if they played again tomorrow, I'm taking the Packers. So I think Jordan Love was making some critical errors in the beginning. Like I said, it just looked like he needed to knock some rust off. But the Packers have weapons. They have weapons at receiver. So Eagles and Buccaneers. The Buccaneers dominate the Eagles at home. So this is another one. Eagles, contender or pretender?
I don't know. I would probably say, I don't know, somewhere in the middle. I don't think that they're like a real contender for the Super Bowl or anything, but they could be a playoff team.
I think the Eagles are frauds.
Yeah, the Eagles are certainly frauds.
So that's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I thought you meant the Buccaneers.
No, fuck the Buccaneers. Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles are
Okay.
They're frauds. I mean,
okay, yes. That's what I was referring to. Eagles, contenders or pretenders. Because they came in, they were top 5 in Super Bowl odds.
Yeah, they're frauds. They only had 277 yards of offense against a Buccaneers defense that's suspect, to say the least.
Yeah, they were fortunate to get the win against us. You played the game in Brazil, which was not a dominant victory by any means. Jordan Love left a little bit to be desired in that one, and they had a chance, but Hurts did not look good. I've been saying, I think the Eagles hit their peak. They topped out. They're not going to be as good as what we saw last year or even 2 years ago. I don't think they're very good. I think that defense is overrated. I think Jalen Hurts is not playing well. So I don't know what exactly happened. Was it all on Jason Kelce? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think for sure the Eagles are pretenders, not a good team. Bengals and Panthers. Bengals get the 10-point win. This one was not as close as the final score indicates. At least it didn't seem like it. At one point, I think I saw the Bengals were up almost 3 scores. Or no, they were up 3 scores. I thought at least. But they win by 10, 34-24 on the road. They get their first win of the year. Burrow was 22 of 31, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Bengals, are they contenders or pretenders?
I think the Bengals are going to be another team that makes the playoffs after starting 0-3.
Okay.
Offensively, they're great, right?
Yeah.
The 2 running backs they have are kind of getting it going. We see Chase Brown with a little bit more pop.
Yep.
With his runs, and then on top of that, Burrow and all the weapons they have at receiver. The defense now, there's still the issues that we saw against Washington are still apparent, but I think there's some games here that they're probably going to be able to win and probably get back to 500 before halfway through the season.
Yeah. Okay. Jaguars and Texans, I don't have much on that one. I don't know if you do.
No, the Jags came out and played hard this game, unlike last week. It wasn't enough to get the win, but I want to throw up.
Keon Coleman.
2 mouthpiece.
Keon Coleman had a chance to make
one fell off.
A huge play. And if you've listened to us in the past, you know that Nick and I have a bet on which Buffalo Bills receiver finishes with more receiving yards at the end of the year. I'm on Khalil Shakir. He has Keon Coleman right in his hands. Couldn't see it because one of the mouthpieces was in front of his eyes. So, all righty. Texans, contender or pretender?
I think they're pretenders. I mean,
I think everybody's a fucking pretender. I can't look at it. So, okay, let me ask you this then. Who's the number one team right now?
Shit. Yeah, that's an interesting question because I think it's still very much up in the air. There's a lot of teams right now that have more losses than wins early in the season that I think by the end of it are definitely going to be in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe the 49ers are the best team right now once they get everybody back.
Yeah, I would say the 49ers just because they're so banged up right now. And Debo came back today, but they were without Kittle last week. They've been without McCaffrey. We're not gonna see them at full strength for quite some time, probably another 3 or 4 weeks. So at least that's what I think the time frame is on McCaffrey. I would put the Niners, but I think it's extremely wide open.
Yeah, I mean the Chiefs are undefeated.
Yeah, but it feels
they keep
fraudulent.
squeaking by.
Yeah.
They haven't really played great.
They just lost their best player.
They are good at finding a way to win games, though. So
yeah, Chiefs get the 17-10 win over the Chargers. We'll just jump to that one real quick and then revert back. Patrick Mahomes is a top 5 worst quarterback in the league in the regular season. In my opinion, Patrick Mahomes stinks in the regular season, and he took out his best player. Patrick Mahomes threw a horrible interception on an overthrow to a washed-up Travis Kelce and then decided to go do his best Marcus Williams impersonation, turn his head, throw his body, and just hope to make a tackle. And he tackled Rashee Rice's knee and exploded it. And exploded my fantasy team's hopes of doing anything. So I don't know what the fuck that was. Talk about a double whammy. You go out there, you fucking make a horrible throw, and then you kill your best wide receiver. I think I hate Patrick Mahomes.
No, he does some stupid shit. Like there's been so many times he does dumb stuff.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's like to his credit, he just doesn't do it in the postseason, but he does some stupid shit in the regular season. They're not like a good team to bet on. They don't cover a ton. He doesn't really light it up like he did that one year. He went crazy. Doesn't really do that anymore. In terms of numbers, like they're always going to be decent at the end of the day. He was 19 to 29, 245 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
Yeah.
So he plays good enough to get the win, but they're fortunate time and time again. A bulk of, he was under 200 passing yards until he threw the deep bomb to Worthy.
Yeah. And
that was what got him the victory. So, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes is a regular season enigma in my opinion. So, all right, the Steelers and the Colts. Steelers go on the road. They lose by 3. They were down 17-0 to start this game. Anthony Richardson showed signs of life, but it's exactly like Nick and I talked about. If they're going to have success with Richardson, they're going to have to run him. They've been reluctant to run him because they don't want him to get hurt. They want him to stand in the pocket and be a pocket passer, which he's not, and he never will be. Well, they ran him. He ran 4 times and he got hurt. So it was a hip. They put him back in the game, and he couldn't do anything. This is deja vu because he got hurt on the 4th game last year. So
yep.
Anthony Richardson's done. You're in trouble because we're eyeing down potentially 1 win here from me. We'll see. Knock on wood. But Jaden Daniels, we'll jump to that one. Jaden Daniels is making the motherfucking Pro Bowl. What do you mean, Because there's going to be a lot of teams that, like, take the Super Bowl quarterbacks out. Jaden Daniels is going to the fucking Pro Bowl. He looks incredible.
Yeah, no, he does.
26 of 30, 233 yards, a touchdown, a bad pick that on an overthrow. But they scored 42 points. Jaden Daniels looks fucking fantastic. He added another 8 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown. If he doesn't make the Pro Bowl, I will fucking riot. I'll tell you that. Dude, he's good. And we knew we know he's good. We watched him at LSU. He won a Heisman Trophy. We bet on him to win the Heisman Trophy. We know how good he is. But they've, like, cultivated the perfect offense around him.
Yeah, they're able to really run it, you know.
Yeah,
and that helps.
No,
so
Brian
much.
Robinson's good. People forget Brian Robinson was at Alabama and was fucking good.
Yeah.
Then he got shot. Yeah, he's got almost 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception, but the completion percentage, he's completing basically 87% of his passes.
Yeah, it's a record for
Yeah.
first 4 games.
Yeah,
he's
he's
got the
in-
highest completion percentage ever.
Yeah, he's going to be in the conversation with Drew Brees and Tom Brady, and it's remarkable what he's doing. So yeah, no, I mean, you got to hope he fucking decides to that he doesn't like football anymore and wants to just quit, because that's your only chance. Because Drake May, maybe later on, but he ain't winning. He ain't going to the Pro Bowl this year.
Very
Yeah,
soon. Brisket is not getting the job done.
The Bears and the Rams. The Bears get a home win. Caleb Williams showed a pulse, but not really. 17 of 23, 157 yards and a touchdown. They did what they needed to do to win the game.
Yeah, the Bears finally established a running game in this one.
Yeah, 130 yards, but only 264 yards overall. Their defense is good.
Yeah.
Their defense is what's keeping them in these games. DeAndre Swift finally woke up and actually earned his money. 16 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown, but he also led him in receiving as well. So you're still not really seeing – you're certainly not seeing from Caleb Williams what you're seeing from Jaden Daniels.
Oh, no.
So there's people in Chicago right now that are like, fuck, did we fucking make the wrong choice? Like, it's still early to say that, but I guarantee you they're not looking at Jaden Daniels fucking lighting it up and going like, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're fine. Like,
No, it's the second year in a row.
what, that the second quarter? Yeah, Stroud and Bryce Young. Yeah. And it's still early to stick a fork in Caleb Williams, of course. Like, he's not out here shitting the bed and costing his team the games. He's in a tougher situation, but he's also a different style. Like, he's nowhere near as dynamic as Jaden Daniels with the feet. So if you put Jaden Daniels with the Bears, he's going to still get sacked a shitload too, but he's going to be able to make a little bit more happen.
Yeah.
He's faster. He's more elusive. But it's still way too early to write Caleb Williams off. That's not what we're doing at all. But if you think for a fucking second that they're out there watching what Jaden Daniels is doing in Washington and not starting the little bit of doubt is creeping in, I can assure you of that. 49ers and Patriots, you were actually on it on last episode. 49ers get the double-digit win. Patriots they're the Patriots. They're not good.
Yeah, I mean, what happened is exactly what I thought. They harassed Brissett.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and they sealed it with the strip sack.
yeah.
Joey Bosa.
It's I don't know how much longer the Patriots are going to be able to walk him out there and be like, okay, this guy gives us the best chance to win.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, it was really close. You know, Drake May he didn't play great in the preseason, but he played better than Brissett. I understand why they didn't want to start him week 1. But it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, how much longer do we need to wait to get him in the game?
Yeah, the problem for the Patriots is that their best player is Ramondre Stevenson, and his best attribute's fumbling the fucking football. So he can't hold on to the ball to save his life. So what do you do? Keep trotting him out there? He gives them the best chance to do something in the run game, but he keeps fumbling. The Patriots are just bad. They're going to be bad all year. So if you're a Patriots fan, fucking find a new hobby. Go golf or something on Sundays, because it's not going to be enjoyable to watch for the foreseeable future. They can put Drake May in there, but he doesn't have it. Trust me.
No, Drake May, he can process information very quickly. So I think, I'm being serious. I think if he gets in there, the Patriots aren't going to light it up by any means. But the receivers they have, they aren't big names, but they are talented players. Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk.
Mm-hmm. Polk was the one from Washington that they drafted. Yeah.
So there's some guys there, but the thing is and Drake May's mobility is very underrated as well. That's one thing Brissett can't really get. Like, there's a lot of times he's trying to get away from the pass rush, but can't.
Yeah, he's no Jaden Daniels with the feet.
Oh, no, but very underrated.
Yeah, no, he at North Carolina, he was scrambling. He was scrambling often, and he's like picks and chooses his spots well when to use it. So, last one I believe is the Browns and the Raiders. Raiders get the home victory over the $250 million guaranteed quarterback Deshaun Watson, who ended the game with a sack on 4th down where he decided to roll out to his left, pump the ball a couple times, not throw it to anybody, and take a sack to lose the game. To lose to the Raiders with Gardner Minshew, who threw for 14 of 24, 130 yards, and that's it. They scored 20 points, Who scored the touchdowns? You got DJ Turner with one. You've got Trey Tucker with another one. And you're losing to that. The Browns, Deshaun Watson should go to prison for a number of reasons. But at the top of the list, it should be for what he's done to the city of Cleveland. The fleecing of this organization. 24-32, 176 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. He's fucking Russell Wilson. Justin Fields is playing better than Deshaun Watson. Everybody's playing better than Deshaun Watson. I don't know what you do. The Browns are one of those teams that they're gonna be scrappy. They could on any given day beat somebody, but then they're gonna really suck for the whole year. And every now and then they're gonna beat a good team, and then the defense is gonna play great. Watson's gonna play well enough, and they're gonna kind of click, and you're gonna be like, damn, the Browns are actually not bad. There were people picking the Browns to, one, beat the Cowboys to start the season, but then to go on a potential run to the Super Bowl. They were a very popular Super Bowl sleeper. The Browns are not doing anything with Deshaun Watson at quarterback. You'll see Deshaun Watson in this league for 2 more years max, if that.
Yeah.
If that. I mean, you have to do something else. You have to move on. So what do you do, though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'll tell you what you do. You plant evidence. You do something to get out of that contract. They're going to do something. Yeah. There's already an allegation that came out.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so that could, the Haslett family.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
They're trying to do anything they can.
I'm wondering if Watson was ever good.
Oh, I've told you. I've had that revelation of because I like to think that I can look at talent and I can see talent. And you've got fucking Riley Leonard on the collegiate level. That motherfucker was good at Duke, and he could throw the football. He can't throw it all anymore. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what is going on? What did I see? Russell Wilson.
Wilson was good.
I don't know. There was a time where I said I would have taken Russell Wilson over Patrick Mahomes. Russell Wilson stinks. He lost his job to goddamn Justin Fields. Who else? There's been multiple quarterbacks where I was like, these guys are fucking incredible. And then all of a sudden it's like, what happened?
I think, though, there's a real case to question whether Watson was ever good. Maybe he had one good year.
He had the Clemson where he beat Bama.
Yeah.
But they had a good team around him. And then, I think it was he was that forefront of that new wave of running quarterbacks, but he wasn't. Then Lamar came, and then everybody was like, oh, he can run way better. Deshaun Watson was able to extend play. I don't know. It's what, they just fucking catch up to him? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he got he got trained like a bad dog playing in Houston.
Yeah.
So he got trained to, at least for most of those, or towards the end of his tenure in Houston, he was kind of always playing from behind, and they just blamed it that Houston was bad.
Yeah.
And he would get numbers and stuff playing down multiple scores, but now you wonder if maybe he wasn't why they kind of sucked.
Yeah. I mean,
because he can't manage the game at all. He doesn't trust his players enough. He can't get the ball out of his hands quick enough. It's sometimes you have to just throw it as soon as you can and trust that your players are going to make the play to get a first down or whatever.
Yeah, you've got Amari Cooper over there. You've got other people that are making a lot of money to play as well. And he's probably thinking I'm making the most money, so I got to do it. But it's no, brother, you suck bad. He's got the best agent of all time. Deshaun Watson, it clearly other people thought he was good. It wasn't just us. We were Saints fans. We were going to turn a blind eye to some things.
Yeah.
We were come on down. And then he went to Cleveland, and we're like, you need to investigate this motherfucker.
Yeah, he pulled a switcheroo on us. Thank God.
Yeah, dude, thank God is right. He is so bad. We thought he was going to Atlanta, remember?
Yeah, it was between us and Atlanta.
And then all of a sudden the Browns are like, we'll give you all of our money.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's remarkable. But, yeah, I scratch my head on a daily fucking basis with Deshaun Watson and what he's done to the Browns. And just, was he ever good? I think he was good. They thought he was good. And At one point, it was like he was going to be the face of the league. He was like trending in that direction.
Yeah.
Not anymore. He will be on the outs very, very soon. So that's pretty much everything from this past week. It was I feel like it was much more close games this week. But a couple misleading scores. I don't know. That Packers-Vikings one doesn't sit right with me. Broncos-Jets in the rain is a funky one. Steelers and Colts. Steelers down 17. They come back and just very sloppy play. Ton of muff punts this week. It was a funky week. So, but we'll turn our attention to Monday night. I've already given you one Monday night play on episode 197 of the Big Easy Bets podcast. That was in the Seahawks and Lions game. I'll just give it to you now. If you've listened all the way through, we appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe button while you're here. I'm on the Lions minus 3.5 currently. Looks like it's grown to 4. A lot of people are back. It looks like there may be some sharp money on the Seahawks. People are very high on the Seahawks. Pro Football Focus is grading the Seahawks very high. I just don't see it. I don't think they've really played anybody. I'm not a firm believer in Geno Smith. I don't think the offensive line is good. So that's the quickest breakdown of that I can give you. I think that the Lions defensive line will be able to get into the backfield and give Geno problems, and we'll see some mistakes made. We saw him try to make some mistakes against Dolphins the week prior. We're looking at the Titans and Dolphins as our play this week for our instant reaction and whatever episode last week. We're off to an 0-1 start on this segment. We had the Bengals. Jaden Daniels victimized us in a very strange game where nobody could get a stop at all. Titans and Dolphins, we're looking at laying the 2.5 points with the Dolphins at home. It's a low total, 37.5. You've got Will Levis really stinking up the joint. You've got Tyler Snoop Huntley coming in under center for the Dolphins. He just signed with the team like 10 days ago, and it looks like he is going to get the start. Skylar Thompson got hurt, but he stinks. So I think that was a mixture of, buddy, you stink, so we're going to go with any guy that we can find off the street. It sounds like we're in agreement here that we're going to lay it with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The Titans are grading out poorly in just about every metric that you can find. The Dolphins leave a lot to be desired defensively. They had a lot of people coming back from injury, specifically on the defensive line. Will Levis has just played really bad. That's what this boils down to, because this Titans defense, at least we think, is not that bad. They're put on the field constantly. We don't think this Titans defense is that bad, but Will Levis is horrible. Of the qualified passers, he's grading out the worst in the league. So he's not going to be an NFL quarterback for much longer. They're not really capable of he can't get it to a skill position player.
And they can't run.
Yeah. So I don't know what you do. As far as the Dolphins, your season's not over, and they know that. So I was on the under in the Dolphins and Seahawks last week because I felt like they would kind of rally the troops, and to his absence, we have seen it on a first-hand basis multiple times with Drew Brees getting hurt down the stretch. The defense always steps up. The defense knows they're going to have to take it upon themselves to keep them into the game because they are now handicapped with a off-the-street quarterback. But they know that Tua apparently has plans of coming back. So if they can tread water, weather the storm until he gets back, the Dolphins can still try to do something with this season. The Titans know they're not going anywhere with Will Levis at quarterback. They're 0-3. They've been in multiple games. They've found multiple ways to lose games that they should win. I think you're probably going to see the Titans pack it in here very soon, knowing who they have under center. It's just not going to be able to get it done for them. So it sounds like we are in agreement. We are going to lay the 2.5 with the Miami Dolphins at home. As I told you, I'm also on the Lions minus 3.5. That is my personal play from episode 197. So that is our instant reaction. Like I said, we're just going to try to go through week by week, keep tabs on all these teams. It's very fluid in the NFL. Everything's rapidly changing week by week. And we're going to try to give you a best bet at the end of each episode and try to make some money. So we will be back to do the same thing next Sunday. Episode 198 of the Big Easy Bets podcast will be out on Tuesday. We are rapidly approaching 200 episodes. There is money to be made. We're going to give you all of our best bets for college football in the NFL. If you've listened this far, we appreciate you. Hit the like and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. That's all I have. All right, y'all have a good one.